Tonight, John Glenn's hometown church in New Concord held a candlelight vigil to celebrate the life and the legacy of the late military and space hero. The service was held at Westminster Presbyterian Church in New Concord, and that's where we find NBC4's Sean Lanier.
This evening was all about remembering John Glenn and what he meant to this community. Inside of his church here in New Concord, there was not a shortage of stories being told here tonight about what he meant not only to the community, but to this church.
He's always remembered us, and so we want to remember him.
Just an all-round good guy.
It was a service and a candlelight vigil to remember a good guy who dedicated his life to serving others. John Glenn called the Westminster Presbyterian Church his home church. And for members of this church, like pianist Jerry Gibson, he's honored to play a small part in remembering someone he called a friend.
It's kind of a summary, a closing, a winding up of a friendship.
Gibson says he's had his run-ins with Glenn, but none more memorable than a time when he was a young teenager watching his hometown hero come back to his church after serving his country.
I can close my eyes and I can still see him come out on the steps in full white dress uniform, and I thought that was so impressive.
It was those memories of Glenn being a hometown guy that brought this crowd to his home church. It was also a time to listen to a now famous story of how he told his wife Annie before he went to war that he was just going down the road to get a stick of gum.
John's just gone down to the store for gum. He's not coming back, but we're going to meet him.
And during the service, this stick of gum was passed out to everyone inside in order to remember John Glenn and his story he told Annie when he went off to war. They said you can either take it with you or you can chew it, but it is all in remembrance of John Glenn. Reporting in New Concord, Sean Lanier, NBC4.